We're from Group 6, and today we're gonna present about the differences of badminton then and now. First, we're gonna have a look at the changes that have taken places, and then the effect of these changes, and finally, we're gonna have a talk about our stance on whether we support these changes.
Hello, my name is Daphne, and today I will talk about changes that were made in badminton. So firstly is the gameplay. Badminton was initially played with a paddle ball, which is a wooden paddle and a shuttlecock. The aim of the game was to keep the shuttlecock as much as possible in the air. In the 17th century, it became an upper-class sport in many European countries, called battledore or jeu de volant. In the 19th century, a net was introduced into the game by British military officers. Now, it can be played indoors or outdoors, with or without a net. The aim of the game is to earn points by landing the shuttlecock in your enemy's side. Nets is the name. Badminton was initially referred to as battledore. Then, it was referred to as Pune by British military officers stationed in Pune, India. It got its name badminton when it was introduced with the guest of the Duke of Beaufort at his house, which was literally called the Badminton House. Third, the point system. In 1873, the point system for men consists of 15 points per set and is won by the best of 3 sets, while for the ladies singles, it was 11 points per set. The rule is that you only score a point if you win the rally while you are the server. If your opponent serves and you win the rally, there is this transfer of serve called service over, which you now hold the serve. No points can be gained by any sides. Following that, if you win the rally as a server, only then you can score a point. There could be endless service over, which neither side scoring any points. In 2002, the Badminton World Federation (BWF) changed it to a 5x7 point scoring system. This means that players will compete for the best of 5 games containing 7 points. From 2005 until now, BWF now uses a 3x21 point scoring system. There is also the removal of service over, where the player will only receive a point if they win the rally while they're serving. For doubles, there is no longer the second service. This means that even if you are not the server, if you win the rally, you will still earn points. Lastly is the rackets. In the past, the frames used to be wooden, but now it uses carbon fiber composite materials. The head shape of the rackets in the past are only oval, but now you can find many different types of head types, such as oval, asymmetric diamond and tear shape. The strings, on the other hand, use natural animal gut. Nowadays, it's hard to find strings that use natural animal gut because we use synthetic materials such as nylon to make the strings. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shara Farina and I will be talking about the good changes of badminton. The first good changes will be the game points. Back then, on the year of 1873, men's will get 50 points in men's singles or any doubles, while the women's will get 11 points in the women's single. Now, at the start of 2006, the men's and women's teams will battle it out in 3 games of 21 points each. The next good changes will be the equipments. Before this, shuttlecock uses natural feathers and they have an irregular shape. And the racket, they use aluminium, or it's either wood or aluminium, so it's heavy for the players to move it and it's harder for them to play too. But now, because of technology, they use synthetic materials such as nylon for the shuttlecock, and for the racket, it is lighter because it's made of carbon fiber composite. Last but not least, of the good changes is the technique. Back then, as you can see here, the footwork is not organized and the strokes are less effective. So I guess you could say that the players, your opponent could easily score a point against you. But now, the footworks are more organized and the strokes are more effective. So it's easier for you to score your points because your shots are unpredictable and they're more precise. Okay, thank you for listening. I will pass the floor to Kuhan.
Hello, my name is Kuhanishwari and today I'll be explaining further about the bad changes in badminton. So, first and foremost, let me talk further about the experimental service law in badminton. So previously, the BWF rulebook has stated that the shuttlecock must be placed below a player's waist when they are serving. But right now, the rules has changed and the shuttlecock shall be held less than 1.15 meter from the court surface when a player is trying to serve. And I believe this may cause a certain disadvantage, especially to the taller players. Next, let me talk about the reduced on-court coaching. So, previously, on-court coaching is permitted at the 11th point as well as the end of each game during a match, like the ones that we have watched in television. But right now, the on-court coaching has reduced in order to shorten the length of time required during a badminton game. I believe this may impact the performance of certain players, especially when they are trying to move on through their next game. Last but not least, let me talk about the mandatory participation in badminton. So, previously, no mandatory participation is required for badminton players for the badminton events. This means that it is not compulsory for players to join a certain amount of badminton events held. But now the rules has changed and it is stated that all top 15 male and all top 15 female players are required to participate in at least 12 events per season. And if they fail to do so, they are imposed a certain fine. And I believe these are the bad changes in badminton. So that's all from me, thank you.
Hello, my name is Noka Marina and I'll be talking about advantages of changes that have taken place. Okay, so for the first one is equipments, where equipments are better. The advantages are it is more cost effective, there is more uniformity in the shuttlecock produced, the rackets are lighter, it is easier to hit and increase racket and shuttle speed, comfortable wear for prolonged intense match, and it prevents injury. For the second part, which is increase of game points, the advantages of increase of game points are the set of games will be longer and game becomes more competitive, and it gives more time for player to execute different strategies in game. This for the last part, which is technique development, the advantages are more badminton techniques are created, which makes the game more challenging, intensity of game increase, and efficient footwork that leads to agility improvement.
Hello, my name is Divya Lakshmi and I'll be talking about the disadvantages caused by the changes in badminton. Firstly, the disadvantages caused by experimental service law. It is very hard and very unfair to the players who are tall. It is below their usual or comfortable serving point. This will affect their service and also it will benefit their opponent players who might be short. Other than that, there are also disadvantages caused by reduction of on-court coaching. Less time given causes more pressure on the players. Players might not be able to focus on their games and players might get tense as there won't be enough time for the coaches to guide them or to give them any advices needed. Finally, the disadvantages caused by mandatory participation. Firstly, the players might not be able to get rest and they won't get any peace of mind. Their time will always be occupied, leaving them very minimal time spent for themselves. Finally, the players will always have to participate and practice in games regardless of their health conditions. Thank you.
Okay, do our group support the changes? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because Battledore used to be an upper class sport back then. Now it has been introduced to the public and it's been gaining more and more popularity. So the next one is the racket itself. The body of the racket is made up of the carbon fiber, which are stronger, durable and light. So this enables players to perform various skills and be more agile in court easily. So the next one is the string. The string is made up of the synthetic materials which are cost-friendly and much stronger than the intestine of the animal. So the next one is the game itself. The termination of the service over, which I think is the most important one, can drag out the game longer than it should be. So this is also unfair to the player who is receiving the set are able to land the shuttle on the opponent's court. It is also can create an endless loop of serve where no one scores a point. The next one is the introduce of the 21-point system, which can lengthen the games and made it more competitive and much more interesting to watch. Thank you.